In the city though, legend has it that creator made an animal. You didn't even know I'm an animal.
We are honored to have I call you guys big time stars, the Snotty Nose Rez Kids, tapped in with us here in Seattle, officially on the only radio network that's indigenized in the airways, y'all. If you don't know about us, you'll know about us here after this interview. I'm talking about the Daybreak Star Radio Network. To my right, Sherry. I'm Harris, Dirty Harry, and we're honored to be talking to the guys of the hour, the Snotty Nose Rez Kids. How you guys doing?
We're great. We're chilling out in Austin right now. We're at South by Southwest, just enjoying the weather.
Life's good.
Awesome. That's the spot to be. I've been down there several times, and that's a great few days if you can get down there.
For sure, man. It feels like a little vacation.
Yeah, just taking it all in, trying all the food that we could try, and
lots of barbecue.
Oh yeah,
some of the best barbecue.
Yeah, that's all we've been eating. I've been trying to keep balance it out with some salads and stuff, but I think I put on a couple pounds since I've been here.
Yeah, probably. You got to hit some Mexican restaurants too.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
So please introduce yourselves and state your tribal affiliation.
My name is Young Trybez. I'm from the Snotty Nose Rez Kids, People of the Snow. That's Northwest BC, Canada, obviously. And I come from the Haisla Nation.
Right. I'm Young D, second half of the Snotty Nose Rez Kids. And I'm from the Haisla Nation, born and raised, Killer Whale Clan.
Yeah. We're cousins, so, we're just repping for the people.
That's what we want.
Yeah.
More voices getting heard. Very important. So on that, how do you find your space? How do you get together and create what you create? And kind of especially in the music industry, which is not super welcoming of Native peoples.
Yeah. Let's start with the industry. I'd say that we've been paving our own way for the last 5 years here. We started out by being very, obviously, where everybody starts being unknown. So, we had to, just figure it out as we went. But also, some things that we've always said is that we have to work twice as hard to get just as far, and that's the way it's been within this industry. And I would almost compare it to just the society that we live in, because we got to do twice the work just to get to where you are. And I feel like for us making this music out here, we've been making it for us, first of all, and then secondly, making it for our people, our youth, and just for people to find similarities and find strengths within themselves through the music that we make. In the beginning, the first two albums, we were always together, right? We had a lot of time on our hands. There wasn't a whole lot going on for us outside of music. There was no and we were always just together. So back then, we used to come up with concepts, write every single day together, record every day together. But nowadays, we got our own families going on, separate, and we're on the other side of the city. So we do a lot of just back and forth through messaging and just trying to find the same wavelength. But outside of that, we always in the studio together, recording, writing, and we just make sure that we make time for one another.
I got to ask, was it hard for, both of you or one of you to build up the confidence to be able to get up on that stage and perform in front of 250, 500, 750, 1,000 people? How did you have to condition, the mindset to be able to grab that mic and own that stage?
We've always been making music, even before we had high school. And it's after high school, that's when we started to invest in okay, let's go buy this mic, let's go get this interface, let's learn this recording program. And back then, people would still kind of laugh, make fun of us, what are you doing? Chasing this pipe dream, yada, 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 right? Just all the typical shit. And it wasn't until we both moved down to Vancouver and then we're starting to get serious about this. So whenever we had some new songs, whether it's a remix of whatever was hot at the time or an original, we actually hit up the open mic circuit in Vancouver. Yeah. And that's how we got our practice for our live performances. Because I remember the days where we would be nervous as hell to do 2 songs.
Yeah.
it's just an open mic. You know what I mean? Like, but those are like some of the most fun times.
It
like,
was practice
in the early beginnings, and like that's what helped us demand your attention on stage, and that's how we learned.
How we built our confidence
to work the room, and it was just repetition a couple of times a week, every week, and we got to the point when
we're like 4 times a week.
And then once the festival offers started to come in, like we were ready.
Yeah.
And so we put our time in.
Yeah, exactly.
We put our time in, man. Like I remember
paying those dues, Yeah,
I remember like when we first started doing open mics, like my hair was like short, it like wasn't even long yet. You know what I mean? So yeah, we've come a long way for sure.
Yeah, so you can measure the length of the band by the length of the hair.
Yeah. Yo, this was the early days right here. The dead ends.
So you guys totally demand attention. Like you are 100% on stage. Like I've seen you play. You don't leave anything out. It's amazing. It is amazing to watch you guys on stage. You're total characters. It's obvious how much heart you put into everything. How did you keep that going during the pandemic? Because you guys still put out stuff during the pandemic. It was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, like we're all put here to create, and especially me and D, like we know that rap is our calling. It's also our job. So like over the pandemic, we knew that we had to just like stay busy, like make sure that we're, like Darren would always say, like, you got to stay ready. So like, the first half of the pandemic was tough because we came off of what was supposed to be an incredible 2020. And we were supposed to it was supposed to be a stepping stone into the next part of our careers. And we're supposed to level the hell up, you know what I mean? And for us, that hit us in it kind of drained our creativity and made us kind of like put us in a slump. So coming out of that first half, we just got like together and we just had like a meeting with like our team. And we just said that, we have to continue on and just make something out of nothing pretty much. Because, when we write albums, we write from like lived experiences. And during the pandemic, there was a lot of sitting around doing pretty much, you know what I mean? So for us, it was really hard to find stuff to write about until we just said, you know what, let's write about this pandemic and what it's done to us.
Yeah. So we had to dig deep on that record. Yeah. Just the good, the bad, the ugly, the ups and downs and all arounds. But, within being able to make a project like that, just like our past albums, it helps us create headspace.
Yeah.
Because, like the pandemic affected all of us, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Like we were going through it, just like everybody else in the world. And the one way we knew how to deal with it and cope with it was make music. And so that's what Life After became. We've had some fun times, we've had some bad times, but at the end of the day, we keep moving. Yeah. And now we have the headspace and like to do the album that we were gonna do pre-pandemic.
Yeah, and it's gonna be legendary.
Mm-hmm.
Your music is full of urban native life, and that goes without saying. How do you incorporate, storytelling in your music for your fan base?
I mean, I feel like it just comes with the territory. We are hip hop artists. We are natural storytellers by nature. Like our people are storytellers, and we come from a verbal oral history. Yeah, oral history. So like we tell our stories through word, right? Through spoken word. So like rap just kind of came naturally. And for us, like we grew up writing as writers. So like my parents used to I used to have like crazy dreams and just thoughts and stuff like that. My mom and dad just made me write everything down. So like writing became easy or natural for me early. Mm-hmm. So with that came hip hop, like that was my avenue to express myself. So like, I don't know, I feel like just being indigenous and being a hip hop artist, it's like storytelling comes naturally. And, like you can make songs, you can make albums, you can write books, you can do any of that kind of stuff. So we choose to tell our story through first like album concepts and then the songs that come with it, like individually, each part's like chapters.
Well, that was super smart of your parents. Like what good medicine for a kid too.
Yeah.
And who knew it would turn you into stars today? But that's good medicine. That's great.
No, my parents were really dope. So hands up to them.
I gotta share this really cool, quick story, which leads me into my next question. Was, I'm super into fashion. When I'm not playing program director and being in the music business, I'm into fashion. And I don't know if you guys could see the hat that I'm rocking. It says Van City on it.
I've seen that.
I don't know if you guys know the store up there. It's called Dipped Urban Hookups. My guy Jeff, an old friend of mine, owns that store. And who would have known that when I picked out this hat this morning, I would have got to my office and opened up my email and got an email from Shane saying, "Hey, you guys available to do the interview today?" Like, who would have guessed? I just happened to pick the Van City hat. And what do you know that we're talking to Snotty Nose Rez Kids. So, young Trybez, you and I are definitely into fashion. I see the merch on your website. Yeah. It's on point. I really like that black corduroy hat. In fact, I'm probably going to pick it up.
Yeah.
On your off time, do you get down and work on designs, for the merch collection? Are you into like the design process and the creativity and the product placement?
For sure, yeah. Like when we first started the group, I was the one doing all the merch designs and stuff like that. The last few designs we've done, me and my manager have tackled all the merch, album designs, anything that is like visual. Like I have my hand in it. And on the last few merch designs, we've done like some collaborations with Dom out in Portland, Hugo out in Vancouver. Anyone else? J-Cat Cardinal out of Edmonton, I believe. But yeah, we've been doing a lot of like collaborations with different artists over the last like merch collection. But all the album artwork, that's just us. For the most part, like photographers that have like helped us through it too, or like showed up for the photos and all that. But outside of that, yeah, like I do a lot of like our own design, and like I design our clothes. I do all of our like styling for all our videos, and even with our music videos, I do all that too. So like I write the concepts and stuff, and then we have directors come in and help us with the rest of it.
It's so exciting to me. I could talk about it for hours. I mean, if you're not into fashion, what are you really bringing to the table in life? I just love it. I spend a lot of time following it at night, and do it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
What hip hop artist or album inspired you to do hip hop?
There's a lot, but for me, I'd say the album that really made me like just take that first step and like take it seriously was Blue Slide Park by Mac Miller. And then I would say that's when I started buying recording equipment and like just trying to like experiment with like recording. So Blue Slide Park definitely inspired me to do that by Mac Miller. And then Good Kid, Mad City was when I started taking it serious. So after I listened to Good Kid, Mad City, that's when I was like, okay, like I want to be like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, Youngie, you look like you've got something.
Oh.
Or maybe a collection.
That's the moment. But I remember I was like grade 4 and like the Eminem show came out. And I had to beg my mom and plead to my mom, like, can you just buy me this record, please, 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 please. It's like, okay, we'll go to the store and see if they have the clean version. And they didn't. And it's like, yeah, it'll take like 2 weeks to get in. And she just kind of did. I'll get the regular one. They get in the car and she's like, you gotta promise me you're not gonna repeat anything that he says. I'm like, I won't. First time I lied to my mom. But yeah, like that was the one. But what made me do it, like want to pursue this as a career, man, there's way too many, man. I would say Kanye's up there.
Mm-hmm.
Like almost any Kanye album, really. Eminem, big role. Yeah, Lil Wayne. Actually, I'll say the Carter.
Yo, No Ceilings.
No Ceilings for sure. But when we started to do this, like seriously, I would say the Carter 4.
Yeah.
Because
final answer.
Yeah, that came out in a point in our lives when like we were beginning to develop and manifest like where we are today. And even though like we're really happy and blessed of like where we are, we're appreciating every moment that we get, but we still know like we have a long way to go, and we're going to keep working and keep grinding until we get.
You guys are currently in the lab, in the studio. Does Brody have you talking to any up and coming Native artists that have earned their stripes and paid their dues to maybe be featured on a collaboration or vice versa with the Snotty Nose Rez Kids?
Man, I'd say the other way around, but also like your guys, Seattle's own Trybez Thompson. We want to work on something with him, like really badly. We really respect what he's doing, and hopefully, like, we got a show out in Albuquerque that's coming up with him, and we want to connect, and hopefully we can work something out where we can make a track together.
Yeah, he's super fun.
Yeah, he's really fire. So that
McIntosh just finished a project with him out here, and so anything that I can do to help. I mean, those guys are really tight. So
yeah, dope. Hell yeah. Yeah, Trybez Thompson, no, for sure. Like that's one person I want to work with on this next album, at least for one song.
What do you have any advice for up and coming Native artists?
Yeah, we have a lot, but it's just be true to yourself. You know, like make music for you. Make music that you want to hear, not just like what's popping. And there's nothing bad about that. There's nothing wrong with writing trends. That's what you like. Hey, do you? You know what I mean? But just make music that's authentic to you. You know what I mean? Like whenever we make a record, we make records that we want to hear.
You'll never run out of content if you're doing that.
Yeah. And also for any youth that's watching, whether they're from the res, whether they're from a small town or from the city, you know, is just don't let somebody tell you that you can't do something. Because when somebody tells you that you can't do your dreams or your goals, that's just a reflection of the limitations that they put in themselves. Those limitations don't apply to you. I wish we knew that like elementary, you know what I mean? Because like we had aspirations of playing basketball, you know what I mean? And doing that stuff. Like we had dreams of going pro, and our own teachers would be like, pick a real drink. Like, what are you talking about?
Yo, even like when we were telling people we're gonna be rappers, yo, they used to make fun of us, but look at us now. We're doing it.
And you know, just know like nothing happens overnight. Yeah. You know, we went a good, I would say, 2-year stretch maybe where like we were broke and getting by, but we didn't quit. Yeah. You know, you only lose when you quit. So we just kept grinding, kept working, and we knew eventually it would all pay off.
How do you guys define a dream come true on a personal level or on a business level in the music business?
I mean, I would say we're living our dream, to be honest. You know, like a great dream come true is what we're doing right now. We're doing this for ourselves, and we're making moves. And, you know, as long as we're making our parents proud, then that's a dream come true, in my opinion.
Great answer.
I mean, also the dream come true is we're able to pay our bills and rent with this, you know what I mean? And like, this is our job. This is our life. Obviously
we have like bigger goals and aspirations and stuff like that. But to be honest, like we are living our dream right now.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And thank you for continuing to make music during the pandemic. I know that it made me happy, and it made countless other people happy. And thank you so much for, like, in particular, having a voice for Native youth and for just pushing and going forward and doing what you're doing, because having the voice just makes us all stronger together.
For sure. Yeah, of course. Yo, thanks for being a fan, and thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing your stories.
Anything that we can do to help, we're here. So please let us know.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, but thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Stay blessed.
Yeah, y'all too, eh?
Yeah, and go rock out.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Take care, guys.
Legend has it that creator made an animal. You need to know I'm an animal.
Is your drum off white? Is your brakes done tight? Then we gon' be alright. All eyes on me like I'm not a human being. Look, we gon' be alright. I got savage on my chest like Supreme. Savage DNA in my jeans. Cradle rolls everything.